Hey, Tom Rabbit! I hope you got this for your recording. Hey, YouTube out there. Tom Rabbit likes to record these. Hey, Tom Rabbit! Okay? This charge of circularity is borderline sophistry. Okay? For example, people use circular reasoning all the time. Okay? And they don't object to it. What people generally object to are circular arguments. Okay. Now,
Is this
what if I said to you, if the God of the Bible exists, he would then manifest himself in some way to make us to know that he exists. Premise 2, that manifestation has occurred, therefore God exists. That's not a circular argument. Okay? Now, if
okay?
you say to me, how do we know anything at all? And I say, by God's creative revelatory actions. That's how anything is known.
I guess I
Okay?
have another
All
question.
right, hold on a
question.
second. Hold on a second.
Okay.
In biblical theology, there's a term called the principium essentia and the principium cognoscentia. If they're going to object to that, then they have now destroyed their ability to know anything.
I don't mean to interrupt, but the argument you gave a minute ago affirms the consequent. I know a little
No,
bit
it
about
doesn't.
logic.
No, it
Can you
doesn't.
write it out in
Listen,
formal form? And
if
can you write it
I
out?
said to you,
Can you
if the
write it
God
out?
of the Bible, okay, listen to me. If the
Could
God
you
of
write
the
it out,
Bible,
please?
would you stop? Would you stop interrupting me? Okay.
I
Now,
just want
if
I want it
if I
written out.
said if the God of the Bible, well, why don't you take notes? If the God of the Bible, okay, if the God of the Bible exists, then he will manifest himself in some way. Okay, right? If the God of the Bible exists, then he will manifest himself in some way. There'll be a manifestation of himself. Okay, we will see something by which we can know that God exists. Then I can go to premise 2. Do you have an objection to that first premise?
I'm not trying to debate you here. I'm just trying to
Okay,
understand
have
my
a nice
world
day,
better.
son. Listen to me. If you're borderline trolling now, okay?
No,
Yes, you are.
I'm not. I'm trying to
Then
understand this
stop
better.
it.
Okay.
Good. I'm giving you a premise. If the God of the Bible exists, then he will, through his revelatory actions in some way, manifest that he exists. Okay? Right? There will be a manifestation by which we can conclude that he exists. Then I could go to premise 2. That manifestation is true. Okay? I could just simply say that there's a manifestation that indicates God. Okay? And then I could say, therefore God exists. That's a completely valid and sound argument. Okay?
Okay. So let me look at this for a second. I'm not
So let me
the
ask
best at this.
let me ask you this question. Okay? Let me ask you this question. If God exists, okay, in the case that I shouldn't say that as Christian, in the case that
I
God
believe
exists,
God exists.
what is the only way by which we can come to know that God exists? The
I just
only
wanted
way.
to finish the argument here because
Okay,
I think this is really
have
interesting.
a nice day. Okay. Yeah. Next. What they want to do is they want to play this little game that not even an omnipotent, omniscient, always truthful God can make us to know he exists. They want to come up with this sophistism. Well, that's circular, okay, and therefore it's circular. Therefore, it's objectionable.
It's affirming the consequent.
So, no, it's not.
Hey,
If I say
Darth
to you, if God exists, then there will be a certain manifestation by which we can conclude that God exists.
Hey, Darth
Premise
Dawkins.
two, that manifestation exists. Therefore, God exists.
Yeah,
Okay?
so
That's
P
it.
implies
That's
Q,
completely
Q,
that is
therefore
a that
P,
is a
affirming the
completely
consequent.
sound and valid line of reasoning. See, the funny thing is they want to debunk on the grounds of logic that it's irrational to believe that God can reveal himself and that it's a fallacy. Well, then, if an omnipotent God cannot rationally reveal himself, then what can be known? Okay?
I really wasn't trying to be rude there. It just affirms the
Yeah, you
consequent,
are.
which is a
Yeah,
formal
yeah, you are.
fallacy.
No,
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 I
no,
really
it's
wasn't.
not a fallacy. If I said to you, we'll go through this one more time,
Formal
okay?
fallacy. I can show you the format.
If God exists, okay? If God exists, okay? If the God of the Bible exists, then he can and will provide us with a manifestation by which we can rationally conclude that he exists. Premise two, that manifestation is extant, okay? Therefore, God exists. That is a completely valid and sound line of reasoning, okay? If God exists, then we will encounter X. We encounter X, therefore God exists. That's valid and sound.
Can I show you in chat what I'm talking about? Like, just ignore the other people. I wrote it up here a little bit. So do you see what I'm saying? That's the affirming the consequent, like formal logic written out,
Yeah,
and that's your
I've read it
syllogism.
before. I've read it before. Okay. Now,
Do you
if I
reject
say to
that
you,
as
if
a
listen to
fallacy?
me. If I say if God exists, he will manifest X, and X will be indicative that he exists. Then premise two, X, I encounter X. Okay? I encounter a manifestation. Okay? The manifestation is not the same thing as saying God exists. God exists is an inference or a conclusion from the manifestation. If God exists, listen to me carefully. This is not rocket surgery. If the God of the Bible exists, we will encounter X, okay? And X will infer that necessarily God exists. Okay? Premise two, we encounter X. Okay? Is encountering X the same thing as saying God exists?
Is that rhetorical, or do you want me to answer?
Yeah, is saying that a particular manifestation is the same thing as God exists, or is God exists an inference from the proposition?
I'm just looking at the syllogism
You're
you
not answering me.
stated
Okay,
out
hit the
to
road.
me,
Yeah,
and
you're
that
done. You're done. Have a nice day. There's what I've been over this over and over again. If God exists, he will manifest himself in a certain way. X. Okay? X is not the same thing as saying God is. It's just simply saying it's a manifestation. Now, the manifestation may entail God's existence, but it is not the same thing as saying it, it's the existence of God. It simply entails. Okay? It's that simple. So, for example, if I say, if P, then Q. Okay? Now, I could say that P is a manifestation that could only be if God existed. So we would have a necessary entailment from P. Okay, Q would be a necessary entailment, right? So then, if I said if God exists, okay, then P. Premise two, P. Therefore, Q. Okay, there's nothing invalid about that. By the way, I don't believe for 1 second that she's interested in Christianity. She was trying to give me a gotcha, and I think it's been obvious to many people in here. Okay, you got him good. You used his argument against them. Yeah.